Welcome to the Altech Radio Show. Robert McMillan with Scott Portinga. Welcome back, Scott.
Well, good to be here, Robert.
Well,
It's
we
been a
got
long week.
it has been a long week. Yes, you had a long day yesterday, some really weird server issues, but glad those all got taken care of. You never know what new Microsoft bug is going to be introduced.
hmm Yeah, and there's been things like just going into a registry edit and changing a 0 to a 1 or a 1 to a 0.
Yeah,
And
sometimes
all of a sudden things work.
yeah, that's sometimes it's all it takes. My sister
Yep.
emailed me yesterday too, and she said, "Hey, I got this pop-up that says, 'Do you trust this application?' It's a Microsoft signed application, but it doesn't say the name of the application. It just gives this long hexadecimal screen or
Ah.
text that doesn't even say, what it is." So I'm like, "No, don't trust that."
Ooh.
So it looks like I'll be doing a remote session with her here shortly.
Yeah, and there's sometimes really all you have to do is look at the email address it's coming from,
Yep.
and it's like, nope, I don't trust it. If it's important, they'll email back, and at this point, no way.
Well, in this case, it wasn't even from an email. It was just one of those, those UAC pop-ups, those access control
Oh.
things, and
hmm
said that, some applications trying to make changes to the computer, but it didn't, like I said, didn't say what the name of the application was.
I had a client get his email hacked yesterday,
Oh, really?
and he started noticing stuff wasn't showing up. And one thing that happens quite often is somebody will get into your email,
Yeah.
they will go into the rules in the webmail. And this is especially bad if you use Outlook on a regular basis as an app and not in the webmail.
Yeah.
In the webmail, you can do rules that don't transfer over to Outlook. And
Yeah.
and the email seems to hit the webmail first. So they had a rule that said, oh, if an email comes in, throw it in archive and mark it as read.
So
And
then
then
they
they were
could go ahead
given
and
it.
spoof email and say this email came from a certain person.
Yep, and there was a bunch of spam that got sent out under his thing.
Oh,
And
no.
then at that point, Microsoft inside of the Office 365 console will blacklist you. And you can go in and turn it off, but it takes about an
Uh,
hour for it to get back.
Well, make sure that you have multi-factor authentication for your email. It doesn't matter what email you're using. Everybody should
Yep.
have that. Now, I assume that this client didn't have it, right?
No, they did not. It's a client you know too.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that kind of stuff does happen.
Yep.
Well, we're only a few weeks away from something you're just not going to believe, Scott. Black Friday.
Again?
Yeah, I know.
It's like it
And,
happens
and
every year.
And it seems to happen every few months with Amazon.
hmm
Now it's going to be a Black Friday for two different reasons for Amazon. First, you've got a ton of things that are going on sale that are probably not going to be that much different than the regular price. But second is that they just laid off tens of thousands of people, so it'll be a bad Black Friday for them. So
Wow. That hurts.
yes, but more and more, in this case, executives, middle management, more people are getting laid off, even though Amazon's showing more profit than ever, because they think that AI is going to, keep everything going. But we all know that Amazon had this massive outage. Remember, just a week ago.
Yep.
And it was again after another layoff of, but that time it was because of layoff of their tech people, because they thought, oh yeah, I'll make sure we never have another outage again. Oh boy, that cost them millions and millions of dollars.
Yep.
So now they're getting rid of executives. So just imagine Black Friday hits. And they've laid off a ton of, tens of thousands of their tech staff, executive staff, middle management, all
Mhm.
these people. And they think Black Friday is just going to run without a hitch. And it's going to go great.
Yeah, they probably fired all the people that actually knew how to handle DNS.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. DNS was the issue again, wasn't it?
It usually is.
Yes, but there are some pre-Black Friday deals if you care. So the Blink Mini camera is something that a lot of people really love, and it's only $18. Holy
Really?
cow. Yeah, Blink Mini 2,
Wow.
$18. Yeah. 1080p, live view, night view in color. Most of the times they make their money, these camera companies make their money off storage in the cloud. So
Yep.
they'll get like 10, 15, $20 a month on top of that, so they might as well just hand them to you for free, which is this is what this almost is,
Yep.
because they make their money off that. But you take a look, make sure when you go to buy your cameras, your outdoor, indoor cameras that are all Wi-Fi enabled with these really long-lasting lithium batteries, make sure
Hmm.
that they don't have a requirement for paying that monthly fee. Some of them do, some of them don't. I don't know if this one does or not, but you want to make sure that you don't end up, having to pay $300 or $400 a year just for your
Yep.
$18 camera.
Yeah, I've seen devices like that they advertise these prices and what it'll cost, and they don't mention that, oh, that's by the way, that's if you do this, and if you don't do this, it's going to cost you more.
Exactly. So then we have some wireless on-ear headphones. I like the on-ear headphones. This is a JBL 510 Bluetooth for $30.
Hmm.
Bluetooth 5, yeah, that's a good price. They're not necessarily noise canceling. It's like if you want to use them on an airplane, look for noise canceling because noise canceling will take the noise of the airplane out or the train or whatever it is that you're in. Or if you're
Hmm.
in the city, I mean, there's noises all the time. Because those will, take out the noise and allow you to have the sound. This one doesn't do that. You're just going to get the sound and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a
What do you
lot of
want? What do
things.
you want for 30 bucks?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the good ones are going to cost $300 or $400.
Yep.
And I didn't really know what the difference was until my wife got a pair, and I think she borrowed it from her mom, is what it was. And she didn't spend the money herself, fortunately for me. She borrowed a pair from her mom on a trip that we took some time ago, and I had my earphones on, and I was listening to probably the TV that was in front of me, in the airplane, and
Hmm.
then she said, "Here, try these," and I put them on. I was like, "Oh." It was
Yep.
so quiet. It was so clear. It was great.
I actually won a pair of noise canceling Bose from Symantec
Nice.
years ago. At the time, they were like 300 bucks.
Yeah.
And yeah, for traveling, they are just wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, they still
As
are
far as
about 300 bucks.
Yep, yep, they're
Not cheap.
charging 300 because they can.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
uh, but yeah, they're great when you're flying. It's like all of a sudden, you put them on and turn them on, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
the
that's
noise goes away.
fantastic. Yeah, and there's a lot more. Most of the stuff that they're doing in this pre-holiday sale is, our Amazon, devices, Echo devices, things like that. I won't use
Yep.
the A word because it might trigger something on some people's desks or something. But there are some blenders and some.
Alexa, listen to Alltech Radio.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's a station based on Alltech on Amazon.
You just triggered it. Alexa, cancel. You just triggered my Echo. I can't believe it. You just
So
did.
so I probably shouldn't tell it to buy Barbie Dreamhouse or something
No,
like
no,
that.
do not. Do not. Wow, the proof was right there.
Yep.
I just put that in a couple of days ago. My son did not want one in his room anymore, and I thought, well, I'll put it
Huh.
in my office. So I
Yeah.
put it in my office, which is where I'm at right now. He said he does not want any Echoes, any Amazon devices, or anything else listening to him. So I had to buy a one-on-one intercom, with that's not internet connected,
Hmm.
in order. That was so funny. In order to make him happy because he was like, "Don't call me on that thing. I don't want to have it out there." So I guess he was right. Anyway, I have another interesting thing. This is from OSU, but it's not Oregon State University. It's Ohio State University instead. They're also an OSU, strangely enough, and they came out with just something that blew my mind. They took mushrooms. I'm looking at, like a couple of like bowls of mushrooms right now. Got one of those breadboards, the electronic board you stick wires in, for various
Yep.
different like Heathkit type things,
Yeah.
and they're able to get electrical signals out of it and use it for, they call them a memristor. Instead of resistor, like a memristor.
Hmm.
So it's like a resistor, type of a thing. So you can use
Yeah.
it to resist certain amounts of electricity if you've ever used resistors before. It's almost like a battery. You know how on all of our telephone poles, for those of you who have electricity above ground, you've got these, big battery looking things. And when those things blow, of course, you lose electricity to your neighborhood. Same kind of a thing. So you can use a mushroom to store and deliver electricity. A
Hmm,
mushroom.
okay. That would be interesting.
Yeah, fungal electronics is what they're calling it.
But how big a mushroom do we need for the neighborhood?
So big. So big. I don't know what makes them think that this is going to be something that can be used. I mean, I would love to find out because the article isn't really all that clear about it, but I think
Mhm.
it's just super interesting. Sort of like running a clock with a potato, right? I mean, who knew that you
Yep.
could get a little electricity out of that?
I saw some picture, was it MIT or Harvard? They have a bell that's been going on, it has this ancient battery, and it just works. And it's been going on for 100 years.
A bell.
Let me find out.
Wow, that is really interesting. Yeah, I definitely like to hear, find out about that. You look that up. All right. So for those of you who are big PlayStation fans, I have both PlayStation and Xbox, because I like to play different games on each one. And the PlayStation, Rolling Stone came out with the top 25 PlayStation games. Now I scrolled all the way down to number one because I wasn't going to read 25 different, I mean, this thing is probably 30 pages long.
Yep.
So the number one PlayStation game. Do you have a guess, Scott? I know you have an older PlayStation. This is
I have a
from
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, this is from PlayStation 2 from 2007. What was your favorite game?
Oh, it was
Do do do
doo,
do.
doo,
Do.
doo. I
I
don't remember.
I'll tell you what it is. The number one
Okay.
game of all time, PlayStation, God of War 2 from
I don't have that one.
2007. So then they've got Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Final Fantasy X. So if you want to read the rest of the 25, top games for PlayStation 2, just go to rollingstone.com and you'll see all about that. I've never played God of War. If I have, I don't remember it. But I've been mostly playing Halo, Call of Duty, Overwatch, stuff like that. But I play games a little different than the kids today. So I use it as a reward rather than as a way to avoid work. So what I'll do is I'll write a script, create a video, write a chapter in a book, and to reward myself, I'll get to play a little bit of Overwatch or Halo or something like that. So that's really the way to do it. You really shouldn't be shirking your duties.
No, no. That's where a lot of people get in trouble.
That is very true.
I found the bell.
Oh, you did? Tell me about it.
It is in Oxford.
Oh,
It has
interesting.
been ringing for over 180 years.
It's been ringing?
It's been ringing.
Oh, that's wild.
It has the exact chemical composition of its battery remains unknown.
Okay.
Disassembling the device of the device to study it would stop the experiment forever.
Huh.
So they haven't really dug into it.
Wow. I'd love to find out about that. That's really interesting.
Yeah,
I
the
guess I'll
bell that
just have
never
to go
stops
there and
ringing.
just ruin it to find out what it's about.
Yep, tear it apart, figure it
Not the,
out.
not the first thing I've ruined.
It was
Um,
constructed in 1840 by the London instrument makers Watkins and Hill.
wow, that's interesting. Huh. Maybe you can ask your Echo
It's
more about it.
running on a dry pile battery.
Yeah.
It uses layers of metal and electrolyte soaked paper,
Wow.
and
I
it's
wonder if the
still
paper
going.
was made differently 150 or however years.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Well,
That is interesting.
yeah.
Well, speaking of PlayStation, something that people who are big PlayStation fans have been waiting for years. A lot of people don't realize this, but Xbox was not popular when it came out. PlayStation had already been out for a while. It was killing it. It was so much better than anything else that was out there before. Xbox comes out and says, "We're going to do the same thing. You make it even better." But nobody wanted to buy it. And even to this day, I think it's a 5-1. PlayStation outsells Xbox. But since Microsoft had purchased a whole bunch of different companies, set gaming companies. Microsoft, Bungie, I believe, makes Halo.
Hmm.
So Halo came out, and Xbox all of a sudden was saved because Halo is an amazing game.
It is.
And now Halo's going to be the new version is going to be coming out on PlayStation.
Hmm.
Microsoft is
Wow.
actually doing it. They're making it available. I think it was
They're
part of
going
the
to make
deal.
money no matter who buys the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they should always remember that. But I think when they bought some other gaming companies recently, the deal was they had to start making them or keep them on PlayStation as well to not choke them out. So they agreed to that. Governments went ahead and signed off on it, and then now they're starting to do it. So yeah, it's going to next year. The new version of Halo, which I love Halo, is going to be coming out to the PC, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. So pretty much on anything. Now, the next version of Xbox, for those that are into gaming, is going to be basically just a PC. So they're going to be moving away from the Xbox, ecosystem, even though it's still going to be called an Xbox, but it's going to
Hmm.
ultimately just be a PC.
It's just a
So
little Nook box, like a little
yeah, yeah,
computer.
well, yeah, kind of like that. But I mean, the point is that they no longer have to make games in two different formats. They can
Mm.
just make it for the PC format and it'll work on Xbox because it's a PC and of course a regular PC.
Excellent. That'll make
Yeah,
it a lot easier.
it should. Yeah. Speaking of tiny little computers, there is a sale going on. I don't know if it's just for today. I mean, most of you are going to be listening to this, over the next few weeks. So
Yep.
I'm hoping that it's going to be going on more than just today. But there's something called a Bosgame P3. So Bosgame is spelled Bosgame. So Bosgame P3, budget friendly, only $360 on Amazon today. Now, if you don't get the deal today, it's normally 480, so it's not that much more. But it's a tiny little, about the size of a deck of cards.
Oh,
Has two USB ports, and it's got three USB. It's like a USB-C and two USB A's, and it's got 32 gigs of RAM.
excellent.
Yeah, it's got a video card, a Radeon 680M radio card, or GPU, and it's got a Ryzen 7 6800 CPU. So I'm not that familiar with Ryzen CPUs. Is that a good one, or are you not that familiar with
I
it?
I'm not that familiar either.
Oh, okay.
I like
Well,
NVIDIA.
okay, yeah. The 32 gigabyte. Well, Intel. Well, this would be the CPU though, so it'd be similar
Right.
to Intel kind of a thing. But yeah.
Right.
So the it comes with Windows 11, DDR5, 32 gigs of RAM, as I mentioned. Comes with a terabyte of storage. I mean, that's a lot.
Have you seen how big the terabyte
Or how small they are.
yeah, how small they are? They're like the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's a terabyte.
It's pretty amazing.
Or if you want
Uh,
2 terabytes, it's the size of a stamp.
you've got 8K at 60 hertz refresh. How is that possible?
Mm.
You have 4K
Wow.
60 hertz via HDMI DisplayPort, but it has USB 4 on it, not USB 3. It has the latest USB port on it, which means you
Wow.
can plug in an 8K monitor on it. And it's 60 hertz. Yeah, $360. I'm going to find out if it can do Bitcoin mining because I've got some Bitcoin miners and that's pretty cheap. One of the
That
problems
is.
is the Bitcoin mining software supports like a certain level of video card, and I'm not sure if this one would do it. But
Ah.
the nice thing about this is it uses so little power
Hmm.
that it might be good for mining. Well, I don't know about Ethereum, but definitely Bitcoin. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's called the Bosgame P3 if you're interested in that kind of thing. So you and I don't have the best vision, right?
Oh, you're too kind.
Well, scientists say something really interesting here. They say that you can't tell the difference between 1440p and 8K at 10 feet. We have reached the limits of what our human eye can
Hmm.
see. So we're all used to 1080p. I mean, pretty much,
Yep.
the minimum you're going to buy nowadays is 1080p. I don't know if anybody still even sells 720p, but 1440, That's like 2K, I believe, right? Doesn't that sound right?
1440. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
know. I know the monitors I'm looking at right now are 2880 by 1800.
I think that's 4K.
Ac-
Yeah. So
Actually, yeah,
that,
2560 by 1440 are the 232-inch monitors.
oh, okay. Okay. So that's 4K. All right. Well, they stopped using the numbers, I think, when you get to 8K because the numbers get kind of high and confusing and they range, a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you're like, hey, I need to buy the latest and greatest TV. I mean, most of us don't watch TV closer than 10 feet. At least that's what our parents told us when we were younger because
You'll go blind.
you go blind, right? And they weren't that wrong because there was a lot of radiation in the TVs you and I used to watch as
Oh
kids.
yeah.
And
They're
maybe that's why we don't have
yeah.
the best vision right now. I don't know.
Remember those CRT tubes that were shooting out rays
Oh
to
yeah,
the
yeah. We
screen?
got our faces right up to that thing, didn't we?
Straight into our eyes. Yep.
Yep, yep. And now we're paying the price. Anyway, so if you're wondering whether you should get a 4K TV, an 8K TV, when you get 10 feet or further away, scientists are saying you can't tell the difference.
Mm.
They've done a lot, they brought in people and, thousands of people to test this. They said a 50-inch TV, so 50 inches, pretty decent size. Not the
Yep.
biggest, but it's a good size. 10 feet away. So 1440 and 8K resolution, and only 1% of the population could notice the difference.
Hmm.
Now, I would assume that if you're talking about a 75-inch TV or a 100-inch TV, which is just, I mean, who has the space for a 100-inch TV, right?
Yep.
Then you could get an 8K if they even make that, which I assume they probably do. I mean, for money, people will make anything, right?
Exactly.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but you and I went to the Consumer Electronics Show many times over the years.
Hmm.
And we should, if we're going to do that this year, this January, we should jump on that.
Yep.
So we've gone many times over the years, and I remember the first time they came out with 75 and 100-inch TVs. I mean, they came out with them the same year. So the cost of these things were just tens of thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
They were unbelievable.
I forget the manufacturer, but there was some display I went to at CES
Yeah.
that had when they first did 8K, wasn't even released yet, but it was their experiment with 8K.
Yeah.
That picture was amazing. I mean,
I remember
the
the
depth.
4K one, but I don't remember the 8K one. But
Did
maybe
you
it's been a while.
did
It's
you
been-
ever try out the 3D things, the 3D TVs they had there?
I couldn't tell the difference between 3D and no 3D. Could you
Well,
tell?
I didn't think I could either, but
Yeah.
I could.
Wow.
I could see it well enough to actually see the 3D effect of this,
Oh, that's cool.
gold sword coming out of the TV.
Wow. That's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
it was impressive.
I did see a 3D movie as a teenager, and on a giant screen, I could see well enough to see 3D. But on a TV, nah. I could, I
Yeah.
couldn't. But maybe at 8K, maybe it would work. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I know that it's really funny if you look up my name. This was before Gemini came out and took over everything. But if you look up my
Mhm.
name and put the word "I" next to it, the Robert McMillan "I," my "I" was the number one thing that came up.
Bunch of pictures.
Yeah, it's so funny because of a bad medicine reaction I had when I was 6 years old, and now they can fix it. But the problem is that it only lasts 5 years, and then after 5 years, they just have to gouge my eye out. So I'm like, okay, I'm good with the way it is, man. I can see. I mean, not well, but I can
But
see out of it.
but you'll get 5 good years.
I'll get 5 really good years, and then they got to take it out.
Yep.
No, I'm fine with the way it is.
I wonder how many people. My dad had laser surgery,
Uh-huh.
and he went without glasses. He thought it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Fairly quickly, he went back to needing glasses. I wonder how popular that is. How many times that happens.
My
That
wife did
the
the same thing. So
Mhm.
I said to her, she hated putting in her contacts every day. She's been doing it for decades. She just didn't want to do it anymore. And I said,
Mhm.
hey, I found a doctor. I mean, they're all over the place, but I found a
Yep.
doctor really good, reviews and everything like that. I said, $4,500. and I don't know what it costs now, but this was about 5 years ago.
Hmm.
So I said, why don't we go in and get your eyes? You'll never have to do contacts again. And she was kind of hesitant about it, hesitant. I said, really, you'll never have to do it again. She says, okay, let's do it. So we go in, she gets it done, and sure enough, she can see to Russia. She can see, she can see great.
Hmm.
But then she quickly realized that she could no longer see her phone.
So
So
now she needs reading glasses.
So she's been wearing readers ever since, and now she
Hmm.
feels like 30 years older.
Yeah, I've thought about the laser surgery, but yeah, the people reverting has been a problem, and also I only really have one good eye.
Yeah.
I don't want them shining lasers into it
No,
because
I agree. As long as
because
you
I've
see
heard
well enough to drive, you don't really need
yeah, I've
that.
heard a lot of stories about it ruining people's night vision.
Yeah, yeah. My wife no longer likes to drive at night. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
not horrible, but there's a difference.
Yeah.
Now there is some advertisements I've heard and seen where you can do one eye distance and one eye close up. And I'm like, what? Is that going to mess my
Uh,
brain up or what?
yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So yeah, we decided not to do that. Anyway, Samsung has a new phone that I think is awesome, but it's $2,000.
Oh,
So would you buy it for me for Christmas, Scott?
yeah, I'll write it off for the company. No problem.
Oh, okay. I love that. That's great. $2,000. It's called the Tri-Phone from Samsung. Trifold, sorry, Trifold phone from Samsung. And now I have the dual phone, that goes, it opens up into, two, it's
Mm.
a 7-inch screen phone, which is great. But this thing goes to 10 inches. It
Oh.
goes from the size of a regular phone to 10 inches. Now it's thicker, like it's not gonna be a real easy thing to put in your pocket. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to have that thing up. But how often do we talk on the phone anyway? Most of the time we're talking Bluetooth in the car, or we're talking, to our
Hmm.
earbuds, or something like that.
Yep.
So I don't really know if it's, gonna be that big of a deal, other than you'll probably have to have some sort of we'll have to go back to the belt pouch. Remember that
Hmm.
all you had, when the big phones first came out, the smartphones first came out, they were so big and so heavy that we all had to have a little pouch connected to our
Yep.
belts. And that was back when I used to wear pants.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, you gotta have that little thing to carry around your phablet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So a 10-inch phablet. Anyway, $2,000. Right now,
Mm.
they're showing it off at some Asia Pacific show, but no one's able to touch it. You can only see it through through glass. Sort of like when you and I went to a CES show and we had to look through a tiny little eyepiece to see the latest. It was when the Wii came out. Remember the
Ah,
Nintendo Wii? We weren't allowed to touch it, or so we looked at it through this little tiny like telescope, and we couldn't do anything with it. So but
hey,
either that or it was the Wii U or something like that.
we were allowed to be in the same room with it, and that's enough.
Yes. Now I've got a Wii sitting about 10 feet from me, and it's just collecting dust.
Yeah, the game that I really liked with that was bowling.
Oh yeah, I still have it. I thought that we had
Yeah.
lost that disc, and my wife just found it recently.
Mm.
But you have to have the piece that goes on top of the TV to see you. Sort of like the Xbox had that thing too, where you could play without a controller.
Oh,
And I can't find that piece. I might have to order it from eBay or something like
yeah,
that. So, yeah. And then hey, then you can come on over. We'll have some bowling
yeah.
tournaments. Yeah.
And cow racing. We got to do cow racing too.
Okay. I have not done cow racing. That
You
does
sit
sound.
there, ride your
That's
cow.
found Gemini, I'm sorry, Gemini, is Google's AI,
Hmm.
has teamed up with Fitbit. So I have a Fitbit. It's I wore it for like 2 days and stopped wearing it. I don't know you. I think you had one for a while too, didn't you?
I did, yeah, and I wore it for a while, and then ended up with the Apple phone or Apple Watch,
Oh, you have
and
the Apple Watch instead.
it
Okay.
works better,
Okay. Well,
more
anyway, they
data.
came out with a Gemini powered health coach. So now you can have someone yelling at you on your wrist Say, get up, you fat
Yeah.
slob, and
Robert, pick up the
start.
pace.
Yeah, that's right. You've been sitting way too long. Drink more water.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want the new Gemini AI Fitbit, then you can certainly get that. I'm not seeing a price on that, but it links to your phone as well, of course, like they all do. Um, so, oh, $444, is that right? Holy
Yep.
cow. That's not cheap. There's probably a monthly fee too for that, for because the Gemini, but I don't see it here.
Oh, of course. Subscription is the way to go, apparently.
Yeah, give it away and charge them a monthly fee, recurring revenue,
Yep.
what it's all about. So,
Yeah. Did you hear that? I heard a story about a guy that had a printer,
yeah,
and the printer was registered with HP.
okay.
And for some reason, I don't know if it lost contact or something like that, and we hadn't used it for a while, HP turned it off.
What?
So he turned it back on and he was going to try to print and he couldn't print because HP had turned it off.
Wow. Now, is it because he didn't buy their ink, or you have no idea why they?
I don't know the details on it. I do know that
Ah,
Epson is pushing firmware upgrades, and I don't think maybe they're already done, that
yeah.
only allow you to use Epson ink.
That was one of their big selling points was, you didn't have to put those cartridges in. So technically you could put any ink you wanted in there. So how would they even know that well, I guess if you're
I
using cartridges, they would know. But if you're doing
right.
that pourable, type of
Yeah,
ink,
then they wouldn't know unless they're putting in little microchips
I
in the
I was
ink.
wondering that. Yeah, I would not put it past them.
Nope. Okay. Revenue, recurring revenue.
That's right. Chrome has a 0-day exploit, and
Uh-oh.
it turns into an Italian mafioso that says forget about it and orders pizza. Um, so no, it's this 0-day exploit, and I'm serious. It's an espionage tool from Italian information technology service provider Memento Labs, according to Kaspersky, our friends at Kaspersky. I miss Eugene.
I know,
Haven't
he
seen
was a
him for a
nice
long
guy.
time. Yeah, haven't seen him in a while. Anyway, yeah, it's one of these things, 10 out of 10. You got to close out I'm sorry, your Chrome, open it back up again, and it will automatically update.
This is the Chrome browser, not the Chrome OS, correct?
Right. It's definitely the
Okay.
Chrome browser. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So close your Chrome browser. I know you've got 99 tabs open right now, and you don't want to have to open them up again, but you need to do this update because
Inside of settings, you can go in and you can tell it to pick up where, once you close it, it'll pick up where it left off. It'll keep
I've never
all your
done that
tabs.
before. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, go into settings and on startup, you can say continue where you left off.
I love that. Okay. I've not tried that before. Cool. Let's see. What's funny is the Windows Server Update services. We've used that for clients over the years to basically keep them from having to go out to Microsoft every time their computer needed an update. And
Hmm.
so you can install this service. It's a role on a Windows server where you can tell it when it's okay to do the updates. So that way you don't end up with an update in the middle of a Zoom call, right?
Yeah, and you don't end up with 30 machines all going out and downloading the same update.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, having a bad update that ends up breaking Active Directory again.
Hmm.
Yeah. But so Microsoft said about a year or two ago, hey, we're going to continue delivering Windows Server Update services, as part of the operating system, but we're no longer going to update it. We're not going to patch it. We're not going to secure it. Well, guess what? Now the hackers have exploited it. And apparently it's a super easy hack too. Involves deserialization of untrusted data. So basically it's allowing updates to happen that have not been trusted, which means that
Ah,
Windows Server is going to deliver viruses straight to your computer.
yep.
So,
I don't have anybody that still uses Windows Server
oh,
this
really? Oh,
SUS
you
SUS
pretty
server.
much just use like the third-party programs that update it for you?
Well, I have a program that I use for maintaining my clients that allow me to see what the updates are and apply them and not apply them and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, if your company is still using it, they've issued an out-of-band security update to patch it. So just this one time, we're
Yep.
going to do it.
We're
So
not
did
going to
you
patch it. We're not going to patch it unless it really embarrasses us, and then we'll do it.
did you have any clients end up because we just had the expiration of Windows 10? Did you have any of them like freaking out that they're, what are they going to do?
I've got some that do and some that don't. I'm actually going out tomorrow. Windows has the ability you can pay them to extend the updates.
Oh,
Uh, I've got a dental office I'm going to go out and visit tomorrow and apply 10 licenses that give them another year.
how much does that cost
61 bucks
per computer?
per computer
Okay.
to get them a year. And a lot of these people, and I've been telling my clients for months, but I'm kind of subbing for another person that and
Subcontract.
and he I don't think he's had the conversations that he needed to have with the clients to saying, we need to look at this. You got these machines that won't update. You need to start budgeting for this. And I had that conversation, and most of mine have been just fine. But he had one that said, "Oh, we've got 10 machines that won't update, and we
Oh
don't want to
no.
replace them right now." So,
Oh yeah, I'll bet that caught a lot of people off guard, even though they gave people a year and a half notice.
mhm.
Um,
You
I
can do it
think
for up to 3 years.
up to 3 years. Oh wow.
But it's $61 the first year,
Okay.
122 the second year, and then the third year is another $61 on top of that.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, one of the problems with doing these updates in places like, doctors' offices, dental offices, manufacturing offices, is the hardware that they bought only works with Windows 10. Just like
Hmm.
previous hardware only works with Windows XP or, whatever version, Windows
Hmm.
7, whatever version they were using. So for some people, it's going to be impossible without having to buy the hardware all over again.
I've got some clients at dental offices that have you seen those mobile scanning carts that they roll around and they're connected to Wi-Fi and they can do
Yep.
scans and things?
Yep. Yep.
Um, you know how much those things cost?
Uh-uh.
Oh, we're talking 80,000, $90,000.
Oh, wow.
And I was in one office and they have two of them.
Wow.
One, I checked it, one would go up to Windows 11, no problem.
Okay.
The other one would not.
Oh,
But apparently the company will give them an upgrade that they can do it. It's going to cost them like $800 per machine
wow.
to do it, but it will do it. What would have been fun though is one office says, we got two of these, and if one will update and the other one won't, and we have to replace it anyway, why don't you rip into it and see what you can do?
I like that idea.
So
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun day.
that that would have been a fun day, yeah. But we found out they will upgrade it. You just got to pay them an exorbitant $800.
Wow. Well, I did find something that's going to be frustrating, similar to that. When it comes to the Play Store age verification, Google Play Store. Now, I'm not
Hmm.
talking PlayStation now. Google Play Store.
Okay.
So if you have an Android phone, then you're very familiar with the Google Play Store because you're downloading games and Office apps and Outlook and things like that.
Hmm.
Well, the problem is that they're now adding age verification, so you can't just download anything. Because there's a lot of adult themed applications on Android that you don't really see on Apple. At least I assume you don't see them on Apple. I don't. I wouldn't. I
I,
wouldn't
I
know.
don't know.
Uh, so they have age verification now. When you get prompted, you can do multiple different things. You can upload a government issued ID, like driver's license.
Hmm.
You could also do a selfie to do facial age estimation. So I wonder how many people would be using masks in front of how many kids will get
Hmm.
mask, Halloween mask. A credit card, you can put in your credit card information. They don't charge you a fee, but they will check it. Or email-based age estimation from third parties, such as verifymy.io.
Hmm.
Sounds super frustrating to me, but you only have to do it once, and then they'll save that information. But I think you're going to see a lot of people super irritated by having to do this, I
Yeah.
think.
When if they'll start scanning the barcode on the back of your driver's license?
Ooh, I would not want them to do that.
Nope.
And finally, we have the iPhone 20. Now, I think we're only on 17 now, right? I mean,
I think
17.
so. Yeah. I think 17 is the one latest release.
Okay. Well, in 2027, it's going to be the 20th anniversary since the iPhone. Geez, I still remember seeing the iPhone 1, 20 years
Hmm.
ago. Somebody showed it to me. I'm like, whoa, this is going to change the world. And it did.
I did.
So the 20th anniversary of the iPhone 2027, they're going to have a special version of it. I mean, it's going to, have all kinds of updates, which I don't, nobody really knows it's going to have.
Yeah.
But there was a leak about one particular feature, which is, I think, amusing, and that is they're going to bring back physical buttons
Oh,
for like the home screen button and all that kind of stuff. But it's
what
only going
was
to be on
old
a
is new again.
specific, 20th anniversary version of it.
Yeah.
Would you miss
Yeah.
that?
I don't have a home button now on the 13.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no home button.
but do you miss it?
I can't say I do at this
Okay,
point. I've learned how to use this enough, but
okay,
and they've changed a few things. It's like if you need to do a hard reboot, it used to be you hold in the power and the home button at the same time.
right, right.
Now you hold in one of the volume and the power button at the
I
same time.
hate
So
I can
yeah,
never get that combination right. I mean, it took me 3 or 4 times before and I don't even have an iPhone, but it works the same on the Androids. I
hmm
can't, I just, all I want to do is restart it.
yeah. And you use the same kind of key things for taking a screenshot.
Oh,
And,
okay.
my wife is always handing me her iPads. Can you take a screenshot of this? Because she can't get it coordinated
That's
properly.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That is the Alltech Radio Show podcast for this week. And everybody stay safe out there. Set up your multi-factor authentication. And
Yes.
we will see you next time.